Well, guess what? I did it. I went out and actually got a Acebeam K70 flashlight. Waiting a while for this. I ended up ordering it off from eBay through a company in China due to you can't even find it in the United States right now. Supposedly you're saying this thing will punch out 1,300 meters.
Sweet mother of God, look at that. Look at it.
Which if it does, this is probably the farthest throwing flashlight on the market now.
Look at it.
I ended up paying $195 for this guy. Deer out in the field at over 500 yards. Look at him. But I've already had it out once. Yeah, and I can tell you what, I'm impressed. Like, real impressed. But being as it's so new and I haven't really seen hardly anything to do with videos on here, I'm going to quick show you how it came. You get a cardboard box, little direction booklet, package of, actually I haven't even looked at it yet, O-ring, another rubber tail switch, which I just dropped on the damn floor, a lanyard, actually quite nice one, with some adjustments in there, actually 2 O-rings, but enough of that, we want to see the flashlight. Alright, as far as the flashlight itself, holster or case, pretty heavy built. You got a clip, you got your belt loop in the back.
Look at it.
Something a person would probably end up using. The reflector on this thing is just phenomenal. Perfectly centered LED, the HP X35 emitter. High beams on my Suburban, high beams on the Acebeam. I did a voltage test on it. It is running 14.1 volts with fresh Panasonics in it. It takes 4 18650s. One thing I noticed is I had it on for about probably 4 minutes, and it heating up quite heavily here. So it is dissipating the heat quite well. Your mode switch, you have 6 levels plus basically a standby right there. But from low to level 6, which 6 is 2600 lumens. Keep in mind that's one emitter running at 2600 lumens, and then you have your strobe, which is just wicked in your standby. As far as build quality, excellent build quality. As far as the tail switch in the back, turn it on. What? I had that thing on the strobe. Tail switch on the back, that's the Firefly or whatever, low mode. Look at that. I mean, you can tell right there I know I'm skipping to this right now. I wanted to keep people in suspense, but low mode. I mean, look at the tightness of that beam. Back to the tail switch. Excellent tail switch where you can take it apart and work on it if you had to. You got your spare parts for your rubber and your O-ring and whatnot. Battery holder, like I said, 4 18650s. So I'm running some fairly high drain Panasonics. These are unprotected. You can run protected or unprotected. Horse shed at 100. The pill, I have not taken this apart, and I don't think I will just yet, but it seems very heavy in there. That looks to be brass, quite rugged. You got a little taste of the beam shot there. Everything screws back together quite well oiled. A lot of detail went into this flashlight on making it. You can pretty much tell that. Makes my TN12 look like a candle. Now, as far as beam shots, what we're going to do is I got a pile lux meter, and I have it set up outside to where I can actually get a real good formula where you can determine the throw on a flashlight. I know shining it out there at night, it'll give you a good idea, but this is like going to be real precise. Alright, before we do head out there, I'm going to be comparing that K70 to the new Maglite 3rd Gen ML25, and then my Thrunite TN12. I've had this forever. I use it every day. I got a $19 light I bought from Menards where I took the reflector off, and if somebody's watched my other videos, you'll see where I poked this into a little garbage can with the Fresnel lens, create a laser. Let's go ahead and head out. Alright, to start it off with outside, and I'm using a Maglite right now, but I have a lux meter set up against the board against my house. And how this is going to work is this lux meter is going to measure the lux on that light when I shine it at it. And we're going to go ahead and hit max. So now what will happen is it'll record the maximum value of the light hitting the meter. And we're going to do this at 10 yards away. And we'll start out with the Acebeam. Get the camera set up here. You can barely see that light on there. It's on high on the Acebeam. So now we're going to go up there just so somebody doesn't think I'm messing around. 4,900 lux, which you then take 4,900 lux times 4 or divide by 0.25. Gives you 19,600. Now you're 10 meters away, so you're going to take 10 meters squared, which equals 100. So take 19,600 times 100, gives you 1,960,000. Now you want the square root of that, and that equates to exactly 1,400 meters of throw. Now we'll do the other flashlights quick and show some beam shots. All right, next up is a Maglite ML25, and the lux on that was 200. Now the TN12 from Thrunite, and lux on that one was 107.6. And now my homemade $19 flashlight with a Fresnel lens. And that one actually is 6,990 lux at 10 yards away. Acebeam, homemade Fresnel lens light, TN12 Thrunite, Maglite ML25. All right, I have 4 groups of trees that I'm going to use for testing at night of flashlights. All right, here's the Acebeam K70 at 64 yards, that tree is. Maglite ML25, same tree. TN12 from Thrunite. Now my modded $20 flashlight and a Fresnel lens. There's the K70 Acebeam at a tree 91 yards away. Lights that thing up perfect. ML25 Maglite, same tree, getting dim. Thrunite TN12, same tree, a lot of flood. Homemade light, Acebeam K70 on a tree 140 yards away. That is just wicked, wicked, wicked. Maglite ML25, pretty good for a 2C LED. Really like this light. TN12 from Thrunite, just a little bit too much flood on this. A homemade light, it's almost like a laser. All right, now that tree line back there, 191 yards away. This thing isn't even working up a sweat. Look at that. Acebeam K70. Maglite ML25, same tree line. Thrunite TN12. Flood. Alright, here's the Acebeam K70 on a tree line. It's roughly 350 yards away. I mean, if there was something standing there and you had binoculars, you'd see it no problem. Just phenomenal. Unreal. Compared to the Maglite ML25. Not a lot of comparison. This light is just, I'm telling you, it's unreal. Unreal. TN12. Big floody. Now that homemade light, thing's wicked. It's like a laser, but obviously not enough to use any usable light, but There you are with the beam shots on this thing. Put it on, this is strobe. And there's high, which is 6. There's 5, 4, 3, 2, even 2 shines out there. And then 1, you're running 1,200 hours on a light beam. Now if I can talk one of my kids into turning the light on, I'm going to point this light down in the field and go down there with a camera and look back at it. Alright, I got this set up on a tripod. We're shining out in the field. And there's a deer way out there. That's over 500 yards away. So I'm going to drive down there with a four-wheeler and look back at this, call my kid on the phone and have him turn this on. So we'll get going. Alright, I'm out here in the field. Got my daughter up by the house, approximately right around 500 yards away. And when I tell her she's on the phone, she's going to turn the switch on. Are you there, Maya?
Yep.
Alright, hit it. That's 500 yards. Look at that. Shut it off. That's off. Turn it back on. Look at that. That tree line is 600 yards away. Alright, flip it to strobe.
Which way was it?
The other way. One more. 500 yards. Look at that. That blinds somebody. Alright, put it back to high. You can shut it off. There it is. I'm about a little over 200 yards out. That thing will light a field up. Unreal. That light is as good as advertisements say it is, and I really truly think that will hit a 1300 meter beam. You see me out there on that four-wheeler. And one thing I want to show you, I have a point system I set up that I'm going to start doing with flashlights. And this Acebeam scored 73 points. Of course, throw king, 1300 meters. And this categories looks like that. Take the Maglite ML25 for example, 29 points. Flashlight can really get a lot of points from the lux at 10 meters. And you take the Thrunite, they actually point wise through my scale 29 points, same as that ML25, simply because of the not putting out as much lux at 10 meters. Very impressed with this light. Very impressed. Look at that guy. Somebody's looking for the ultimate thrower. I think currently this Acebeam K70 is the champion right now. Could be wrong, but I do believe this beats the Olight pretty easy. So there you go, Acebeam K70.